Hi there and welcome to 163rd Tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech related questions. And I post this Tech Q&A sessions every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. India time. And you can post your questions via Twitter using the hashtag that is known as Ask Geekyranjit. And also I pick up questions from the YouTube community page. And already we have got quite a few questions for this week's Q&A. Very exciting questions. So let's get on with it. And the first question that I got was from Mr. Jaideep. He's asking, he says, I've heard that the OnePlus company is skipping the OnePlus 4 model due to the unlucky number in China. Is that true? Yes, that's sort of true. I would say they are going to skip the OnePlus 4. That's the reason that we got the OnePlus 3T. So directly they'll be jumping to the OnePlus 5 later on in 2017. This is by Aman. He's asking, best smartphone up to rupees 20,000 price point. Performance and battery are priority, he says. As you have said that your performance and batteries are priority for you, and camera you haven't mentioned, then you can seriously have a look at the Lenovo ZUK Z2 Plus, which is available for 18 and 20,000 rupees. You can go with the 20,000 rupees variant that comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that's a very good handset in terms of performance because it's running on the Snapdragon 820 chipset, and the battery life was also actually really good. The weak point about that device is the camera performance is just mediocre. Again, you can check out my full in-depth review for more info. This is by Chandan. He's asking, this is a YouTube related question regarding microphones. He's asking, XLR versus plug and play USB microphones, which are better? Chandan, the thing is that I have been using both kind of microphones. For example, right now you see this is a XLR microphone. This is the Blue Spark microphone. You also get this one in a USB variant, but I opted for the XLR variant. The XLR makes things a little bit more complicated because with the XLR, you need a XLR interface or a mixer to connect it to your PC. But with the USB microphone, it's very simple. You just connect it to the USB port of your computer. So if you want ease of use, then USB would be great. But again, if you think you will be adding a couple of more mics, for example, if you want to do interview kind of stuff and you need two microphones, then a XLR with a mixer might make more sense. But again, I also use a mix of, it's not just I use XLR, I use a mix of XLR as well as USB microphone. For example, if you have been following me, I use that Blue Yeti microphone, which is actually a USB microphone. I have been using that for so many years. In fact, almost all of my unboxing videos are shot using the Blue Yeti microphone, which is having a USB interface. So it depends. Again, I would say USB ease of use, but again, if you are going for a long-term thing and you think you will be requiring multiple inputs and stuff, then XLR might make sense. But again, XLR setup is quite more expensive as you need mixers and that interface, etc. Hope that helps. This is why Vaibhav is asking, which phone to buy between the Redmi Note 3 versus the Lenovo Vibe K5 and the Moto G4 Plus. He says his priorities are camera and performance. As you have mentioned, camera is your performance high criteria. Then simply the Redmi Note 3 won't be a good option because the camera performance was sort of average. Again, as I've mentioned earlier, Redmi Note 4 is soon supposed to launch in India. Just hold on. When it launches, I'll definitely test it out and test its camera performance. The Moto G4 Plus has a good camera, I would say. Currently in this price point, the Honor 6X, we don't know what's the pricing. I'm assuming it will be close to the Moto G4 Plus. Both of them have very good camera, but we have to wait and see what will happen with the Redmi Note 4. Moto G4 Plus, the biggest problem with the Moto G4 Plus is that though the camera performance is very good, it has that many users are complaining of that image retention issue. And another thing is that if you use the camera for extended periods of time, more than about 12 to 14 minutes, the handset tends to heat up quite a bit. That's another problem with the Moto G4 Plus. So again, just hold on and see what Xiaomi does with the Redmi Note 4. Again, if you don't use the video, camera continuously, then you can certainly have a look at the Moto G4 Plus. This is by Deepakan. He's asking, any device which you were not impressed before buying, but after using it, it came out to be brilliant. It has happened quite a few times. If I recall last year, it was the Moto G3 when I purchased that device. I didn't have that much expectations, but when I started using that device in my daily operations, I was very impressed with the performance of that same. Earlier this year, that is 2016, I would say same case, similar experience was with the Lenovo K6 Power. When I got that device, I didn't have very high expectations because it was running on the Snapdragon 430 chipset. Having a 1080p screen, I was very doubtful how would be the performance. But again, in gaming, it did brilliantly. You can check out the gaming review that I did. And overall performance of the device was very good. In fact, in terms of camera performance also, it did surprise me. So yes, those two devices, I went with very low expectations, but I was quietly surprised. I hope that helps. And now let's move to the next one. This is by Mr. Suya. She's asking, comparison between the Lenovo K6 Power and Xiaomi Redmi 3S Prime. Battery and camera are the highest priority. I would say in terms of battery life, both these devices get very good battery life, excellent battery life. I would say above 7.5 hours of screen on time. But you'll get slightly better battery on the Redmi 3S Prime, about 5 to 8% more than the Lenovo K6 Power. But in terms of camera performance, the Lenovo K6 Power has a slightly better camera compared to the Redmi 3S Prime. In fact, if I recall, I posted a camera review. Just check out my older videos. Just check out that for details. This is by Praveen. He's asking, which is better for starting YouTube? He's asking about a camera, entry-level DSLR, that's the Canon 1300D, or the Galaxy S7 or the Pixel XL. Praveen, to be frank, I haven't used the Canon 1300D, so I don't know how is the performance, especially in video. The problem with the video is autofocusing, and I'm not very sure how well it does autofocusing because it's a entry-level camera. Generally, Canon with their entry-level cameras in video, the autofocusing is not very smooth, so you have to check that. Again, I would suggest you just go to any Canon dealer and check out the autofocusing in video. If you're satisfied, you can go with it. But again, the Galaxy S7 would also be a very good choice for shooting videos. If you guys just recall, last year I had shot an initial video of the Xiaomi Mi 5 when I was in Delhi, and I didn't use any DSLR or anything like that. It was shot on the Galaxy S7. So the camera on the Galaxy S7 is also very good for video. Not only the rear facing camera, even the front facing camera is also really good. So again, I would suggest go to a Canon local store and check out the 1300D, and specifically in the video mode, check how good is the autofocusing stuff. If it is good enough for your needs, go with that. Else you can go with the Galaxy S7. That also is a good choice. This is by Bunny Explains. He's asking, which one is better for programming and editing videos, laptops or computers? Hope you answer this question. Bunny, personally, I would say for programming and for video editing, I would personally prefer a desktop computer with a wide monitor or a multi-monitored setup rather than a laptop, because even with programming, for example, I like multiple monitors set up on a desktop. For example, on one screen I'll be doing my programming and stuff, and on the other screen there can be APIs and other help pages what you can refer. So, and again, in video editing, the larger the screen size that you have, that's easier for video editing. So for both these scenarios, I would say I prefer a desktop computer rather than a laptop. Still, for all my video editing, for example, I use a MacBook Pro 15-inch, which is a laptop, but I connect it to a big monitor, and I have a proper desk setup, and I sit at that place and do the editing. I hope it helps. This next question is from Sai. He's asking, have heard that non-portable hard drives last longer than portable hard drives. Is it true? What are the facts behind it? Sai, yes, obviously a non-portable hard drive like one you have on the desk that's not moving around will last longer than a portable hard drive. With a portable hard drive, you carry it around everywhere. You plug in, you might drop it and stuff. Hard drives are fragile. So if it gets dropped down or moved around when you're writing data and stuff, bad things can happen. They are pretty reliable these days, but yes, certainly bad things can happen. That's the reason you will notice that hard drives that are attached to your computer or external hard drives that you don't move around last longer. But again, if you are going to move a lot of stuff, I would say go with SSDs. With SSDs, you don't have that problem. SSDs you can move around also when it's writing data because it does not have moving parts like a head on a mechanical hard drive. Hope that helps. This is by Mushir. He's asking, will the updates on Moto M will be as fast as other Moto devices as it runs on MediaTek processor? Mushir, I don't think so. The Android updates will be as fast on the Moto M compared to other Motorola devices because it's, as you have answered it yourself, it's running on the MediaTek chipset. And again, I wouldn't recommend the Moto M. Just last week, I had posted my full in-depth review for the Moto M. Just check out that and you'll get all the details. Before we continue, here is the Jargon Buster, and this is powered by Lenovo ZUK. And they wanted me to talk about DDR3 versus DDR4 RAM. And specifically for smartphones, this will be LPDDR RAM, that is low power. And the thing is that wherever you buy new smartphones and stuff, you just look at the RAM, maybe 3 gigabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes, whatever. But you should also pay attention to what type of RAM is there, because DDR4 is more efficient compared to DDR3 RAM. For example, in terms of bandwidth, the DDR4 RAM has way more bandwidth compared to DDR3. For example, it's calculated in million cycles. DDR3 caps out at 2.13 million cycles per second, whereas with DDR4 RAM, it can go up to 4.2 million cycles per second. Hence, data transfers will be faster. And again, when you're using flagship smartphones, it'll complement because it's not just the clock frequency of the phones that should be high. The memory also should match it for optimal performance. Now, if we talk about power efficiency, here also DDR4 is much better compared to DDR3 RAM. On DDR3 RAM, the voltages are about 1.5 volts, whereas on DDR4, it can go all the way down up to 1.05, which again translates to better battery life on your smartphones. So whenever you're buying new smartphones, also look at what type of RAM is present on that, DDR3 or DDR4. For example, many of the new flagship smartphones are now coming with DDR4 RAM. For example, the Lenovo ZUK Z2 Plus has DDR4 RAM. So let's continue, and just Gaurav landed when I was shooting this Q&A.
Gave him a big surprise.
Big surprise. So I thought, why not just include him in this Q&A? And I have 4 specific questions for him. We will also take up those. So get ready. Okay. Users have asked it.
Okay.
So let's just continue the session. And the next question was from Aman. He's asking, is it worth to buy the Lenovo ZUK Z1 now instead of the Redmi Note 3? I don't think so. It's a good idea to buy the Lenovo ZUK Z1 because it was running on that Cyanogen OS and it's dead. It's dead.
Basically. But you can't even get the Redmi Note 3 as of now, I believe, because better to wait for the Redmi Note 4 that's going to be launching on 19th of January, I believe.
Already today, today it was announced. So just wait for the Redmi Note 4. We don't know the pricing, Gaurav, but from what I've heard that Xiaomi will try to keep it very competitive.
Yeah, as always with Xiaomi.
And the biggest flaw for me with the Redmi Note 3 was the weak camera performance. But
weak camera, and I don't know the problem with Xiaomi products, the screen protection, guys. I don't know. Like even with the Redmi Note 4,
actually my dad has the Redmi Note 3, the 2GB version that I purchased.
Okay.
It's still running.
Okay, then it's fine.
But yeah, the camera, they have said that they are improving the camera. So let's see. So I would say just wait for the Redmi Note.
Yeah, for sure. Because Redmi Note 3, it's a good phone. But
still a good phone.
But if you are getting something better, then why not wait for it?
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So then this is from Bros Tech. He's asking, he's a young YouTuber. He says, can you suggest a lapel microphone which can record noiseless audio? Prefer a budget-oriented one? Hope you'll answer.
There's nothing like noiseless audio, I believe.
We even used the Sennheisers when we were in Mumbai. Very expensive, 40,000-50,000. And that also captures a little bit of noise.
White noise is like you can't simply skip it. It's there. But then again, Ranjit, I think you made a video yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Yeah. You
three different budget-oriented under $25. And I think so the Sony and surprisingly the Ahuja. Both of them actually did did very well. And I would suggest that you also opt for a voice recorder. For example, we are also doing this backup recording with this.
Yeah.
So it's always a good idea to invest in this, voice recorder. And I got a lot of questions yesterday, Gaurav, why I was using this voice recorder. Yes, you can technically connect this directly to your DSLR if it has a microphone.
Then the quality would not be
Not
that,
be that
great.
great.
Yeah.
The preamps, what are there on the DSLRs, are simply not that good.
This device is just meant for sound recording. So, but then again, if you're not,
You can
if you can't invest, then okay, let's start with the basic mic. Then later on, maybe you can buy.
So
the
my
Zoom
suggestion
H1.
my suggestion would be go with the Sony one or the Ahuja. Those both of them actually perform surprisingly very
And
good.
can we connect that Ahuja mic directly to the smartphone?
Not directly, you need a small adapter.
But still, it works.
Yeah, if you add that small adapter, you'll get it in any local electronic
Because
shop.
since he's a young YouTuber, so maybe he's using the smartphone. So then again, he can use that mic with the smartphone.
But again, with smartphone, Gaurav, what I have noticed is unless it's a very high-end one, the DACs are not that great. So some noise will come. But again, it will be way better than what you're using currently. And if you're just using the built-in one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that helps. So let's move to the next one. This is from Anish. He's asking, he says, my Lenovo K6 power heats up while charging. Generally, most of the devices, even devices like Galaxy S7, have the same issue. Is it a normal thing or should I consider a replacement?
My iPhone 7 Plus also heats up while charging, man. Come on. Every device gets warm and it's a normal thing to happen.
Yeah.
Unless you're using some something like the OnePlus 3 or maybe the Oppo's VOOC technology, just because
those chargers don't heat.
Yeah, no, actually they are using some different casings for the batteries as well.
Yeah.
Just to dissipate
the charger gets warm, the device doesn't get warm.
Yeah.
And another thing is that if your device is having that metal black or a glass back, you'll notice it even more.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly normal. So like if you buy even another phone, it'll happen.
And I'd like to add one thing here. Like normally what guys are doing is they are just using some softwares and those softwares just show the internal temperatures, maybe 70 degrees. So they are like 70 degrees. Bhai,
Utna nahi. That's internal temperature.
Yeah, for sure.
So don't worry. And your smartphone is designed, nothing will happen.
Exactly.
Okay. If you really want your phone should not heat, then connect it to your USB port on the computer.
Yeah.
That gives a very low voltage, but it'll take 6 hours to charge.
Yeah. Or else you can charge in maybe very cool
slow chargers. 1 amp charger if you can buy. The old chargers of 1 amp. They don't heat up. But again, it'll take a lot more time to charge.
Normal.
So don't worry about it. And this is from Umair. He's asking, I love your way of presentation. He says he has a budget of rupees 6,000 to 9,000. So what smartphone, I'm assuming, would you suggest in that budget? My pick would be Gaurav, Redmi 3S Prime. Yeah. I don't think so there is any phone in that price segment that will beat it.
Like at times we feel we have been answering such questions since like maybe 2-3 months, but still the answer is the same.
It's Redmi 3S is available for 7,000, I think.
7 and then in 9 you have the Prime version.
Yeah, that is the fingerprint and one.
Yeah.
So yeah, those two. This is a fitness. This is interesting. This is from Mr. Patil. He's asking, please suggest me a best fitness tracker or a smartwatch under rupees 10,000 which tracks steps accurately. How about the Gear Fit 2? That is from Samsung. Or the Moto 360 Sport or any other suggestion?
See, I'm not a fitness guy, first of all, but then again, based on my experience, what I would tell you is, in case you want to track the steps accurately, then get a fitness tracker apart from a smartwatch, because smartwatch is like, okay, you're doing multiple things on there, but then the fitness part is not that
it's
much
just one
emphasized.
optional thing that they have added. I have actually used the Gear Fit 2 and the Moto 360, not the Sport but the regular one, and I would say if fitness is your highest criteria, go with the Gear Fit 2, because the thing with the Gear Fit 2, Gaurav, was that I sometimes do treadmill and stuff. It starts automatically tracking.
It's like tracking, I think 24/7, like your sleeps and everything.
Sleep and everything. And battery life also, it was giving about 3.5 days. With the Moto 360, 1.5 days. So if it's just for fitness tracking, heart rate tracking and stuff, I would lean over the Gear Fit 2.
Or maybe some models from Fitbit.
Fitbit also has some models. So
in the 10K price bracket, I think you can get some
10, 12, around that.
Some Fitbit models.
So health, I think so. This user wants primarily for health, then fitness.
And still the Gear Fit 2 would show you the basic notifications.
Yeah, it does. It does. In fact, it does better than the Fitbit.
Oh, great.
This is by Mr. Motion. He's asking, he says he has the Lenovo Z2 Plus and the handset features say it supports fast charging, but recently I've connected the OnePlus 3T fast charger to the Lenovo Z2 Plus and it's not charging quickly. It's the problem with the dash charger.
Yeah.
You might have also experienced this.
Yeah, actually, the thing being, Mohsin, you need to make sure like both the charging mechanisms are compatible to each other, because the Z2 Plus supports the Qualcomm
Quick
Charge
Charging.
3.0, and it's based on the 9 volt and 12 volt mechanisms. But on the OnePlus, we have the dash charging, that's a flat 5 volt,
5
4
volt
ampere.
with higher amperage.
Yeah.
So in fact, if you connect any, actually I had this problem last month. I just kept the dash charger,
Okay.
and I carried two phones. Okay, when I was in a hurry, and when I was charging the other phone, I didn't realize. Okay, I was always in the impression the dash charger will charge all the phones fast. It charged so slowly.
Yeah,
then I used my, what do you say, the power bank to charge my phone.
Because what happens is like the voltage is fine, okay, 5 volts is same, but then again your device won't accept
That higher amperage.
it won't simply accept that, so the speeds will be limited. So in that case, if you want to charge your Z2 Plus fast charging option, then buy a Qualcomm
based.
Quick Charge 3.0,
or even the Samsung S7 charger does charge it quickly,
Yeah,
because it supports 9 volts.
yeah, 9 and 12 volts, yeah.
Not 12, I think so. 9 it supports.
9.
Motorola chargers support 12.
Yeah, the turbo charging options, yeah.
So go for that. This is by Mr. Mystery. He's asking, want to convert my normal LCD TV to a smart television by using dongles like Chromecast and other options, or suggest a good Android TV box. Can you make a video? Mystery, I don't think so. I'll be able to create a video. It's a very simple topic. But I think so, Gaurav, Chromecast is a good option.
Yeah,
Great
Chromecast
option.
is sweet, simple, functional,
I have
smart
3
device.
TVs, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Recently, also last month, I purchased a TV. That's a non-smart TV I purchased.
been-
And I'm using a Chromecast.
I have been using Chromecast in all my TVs back home, because it's very,
Easy.
such a device that's very simple to use, and it's functional.
It's functional.
Yeah.
If you want the more functionality, go with the Android box. For example, the Xiaomi
TV.
has launched a new
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
But if you're buying that Xiaomi box, don't buy it from China, because the Chinese version does not support the Play Store.
Okay.
Purchase it from US.
Okay.
That one actually supports. I don't know why Xiaomi is not launching that in India. Xiaomi, if you're listening,
They're
please launch that product in India.
Short on supplies, man. Come on.
That's a really nice product that I wanted to actually test out.
because like normally what I feel
And it
is,
supports 4K, the Xiaomi Mi box.
same as in the Chromecast Ultra.
In the Ultra.
Yeah, Ultra.
But it's way more functionality and
You can install apps and all,
and stuff
because
and whatnot.
Chromecast is like you can even mirror your screen, you can play
It's-
some YouTube.
That Mi box is, what do you say? It is Chromecast plus extra.
plus extra, yeah.
Simple.
But
So
then again, the dongle feature of Chromecast is like, the portability is all.
it's great.
I can even think of traveling with Chromecast to some hotel rooms maybe.
Yeah, if you
In
create
case if
your
I'm
own,
traveling,
local
yeah,
Wi-Fi
yeah,
thing,
then
and you
it's
can use it.
even better.
So Gaurav, now we have finished with the questions. Now,
Okay.
specific 4 questions that I got for you.
Okay.
So it's for you, okay? This is for RK Gem. He's asking, can you please ask him how he maintains his beard?
Simply by not cutting it, man.
I think so. Like, how do you get that mustache and whatnot?
I started with actually No Shave November, and then I realized that okay, I am in India, and now it's not possible for me to go back to my barber in Dubai. So okay, till the time I am in India, let's grow this beard, man. And it's natural completely. Like I'm not using any oils or gels or wax or whatever.
Wow.
It's just growing on its own.
That's
all.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was always in the impression maintaining a beard takes a long time.
Nah, it does actually, but this is completely raw stuff. Yeah. On camera, it might look cool.
This is by Mr. Ghosh. He's asking, again to you, if you get a chance to take any one gadget from Ranjit sir's new office, which one would you pick?
I'll either take him, but he is not a gadget at all. So in that case, maybe I'll get all the audio stuff that's going on here. The mixers, the mic, whatever it is, I'll just pick it up, like, set it on my own location. Because this is something that I believe, like, I'm a bit jealous about, because he's so picky about audio.
Audio, I'm picky.
He's like investing tons and tons of money in audio, and just, very particular about some small noise coming in. So in my videos, audio is a main problem. So I can maybe get.
I'll give you cheaper options easily that you can do.
I
We'll
can
talk
watch.
about
I
it.
can
We'll
watch
talk
your
about it.
Lapple mic video.
Yeah, Lapple is a good one. So yeah, this is by Vineet. He's asking, okay, what are your expectations from Nokia this year? Again, both of us have already posted a video about that. But again, Gaurav, what do you think about Nokia?
See, Nokia is something that is very close to our heart, I believe, and we. There's nothing wrong in it. Like, if I say, okay, we are slightly biased towards Nokia. Slightly.
Yeah, we love it, sort of.
So then we feel like, okay, Nokia should do well. It should, hit some hard on, or you say, the monopoly of Samsung and all. But then in the reality, if you see,
Yeah,
It may
it's
not,
a very new Nokia.
Yeah.
It's a completely new Nokia. that we are
HMD
looking.
Global, that is the
Yeah.
company made by
So,
the ex-Nokia
a
employees.
lot of high expectations what we have, but how will be the service support?
Yeah.
Those
So,
are all questions marks
we
as
have
of
to
now.
be realistic in that sense, because Samsung is killing the smartphone game,
But
with the-
no, I hope Nokia does really well, and that will help the general. Samsung will start making good phones in the mid range.
Exactly.
They can't take things for granted.
Exactly, because Nokia, based on the price point, based on the
Pricing is okay, Gaurav.
No.
Many people are complaining that it's too highly priced. I would say it's priced in between the Chinese brand like Xiaomi and Samsung. It's middle.
You should compare Nokia with the likes of Samsung,
Samsung,
Apple, and
Sony, and
whatnot.
whatnot.
It's not like the company to be compared with the Xiaomi and Leica and all. So I feel Nokia should do well, but we have to be realistic. Maybe
And it's
may
not just that only one product they're going to launch. They're going to announce a lot more.
Complete lineup,
Yeah.
6-7 phones. Yeah.
So we're going to see a lot. But again, let's see.
Whatever.
How it is.
I'm buying a Nokia for sure this year.
We obviously everyone
Yeah,
will buy
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But let's see when it comes. Let's judge the product
Exactly.
when we get it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is by Mr. Rayan. He's asking, you guys must have followed CES 2017. What are your top items that you are looking forward that were launched in CES? Again, to be frank, I didn't follow CES this time. I was busy in this office stuff.
Okay.
But have you followed?
No, not really. But then again, I was getting some highlights for some main launches, and from this, I can say there's a laptop from Razer.
Okay.
It's a 3-screen laptop, basically a concept device,
Oh.
and it has got 3 screens of 17.3 inches each with 4K. So 4K, 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 3 screens. So it looks amazing. Like, although I don't game, but then again, this concept is like really amazing to have as a personal machine. You can completely multitask in a very immersive scenario. So maybe that is the one. Or then again, then we have the 8K monitor from Dell.
8K, like
8K, 32 inches.
Yeah,
Can you calculate the PPI?
we have to start posting videos in 4K. Let's forget about 8K. So those were some of the questions that we have for this tech Q&A session. And again, I do this tech Q&A session every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. India time. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you're not subscribed to Gaurav's channel, I'll have the link for his channel also. He makes videos in Hindi. I'll have his link in the YouTube show notes. So guys,
Please subscribe, please.
so guys, that's it for now for this video. Hope to see you very soon. Thank you guys.
Thank you.